A very good afternoon. Assalamualaikum. You can hear me very well, not? Do you can hear me very well? Everyone? Anyone can say something? You can hear me?
Yes, we can hear you clearly, Prof.
I didn't hear anything, any voice. You can hear me or not? Very good. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So a very good afternoon. Assalamualaikum. Thank you very much for attending course. Not to say this course. What is that? Hold on. Sorry. What is that? This course, this workshop. All right. So let me go and get it right. Okay, it's there. So when we talk about the topic, the word publishing requires everyone to have a research, and prior going to go for our publications, you have research, meaning that you have to have a very clear idea about the whole complete research methodology and results discussion and also conclusion and also references and also then that's what we refer to as research, meaning that you have a complete one complete project. Thereafter, the output from that project is the publications. And when we talk about publish, everyone can publish, and there are many forms of publications. You can publish in the bulletin, you can publish in annual reports, publish in how to say in many platforms, and the publication is published, you have to be responsible with your content of your publications. Therefore, much important that you have to be responsible to the discovery of the research, meaning that publish if you're talking about some data manipulation, fabrication, falsifications, and many things that happen. That's why I believe before you send for publications, you have to check for turning in, where the turning in helps you for checking the work and what as compared to the published work. So that's what we are saying, that yeah, everybody can publish, just that you have to be reliability of the content, the validity of the results, and many more. The instruments that you employ with the helps of this AI, artificial intelligence, you can ask AI to help you to develop the instruments, but please be careful about the sources that the AI use for you for the instruments. You prep during the Viva presentations where the examiner will ask you, and how about the reliability of the instruments or the variable that you have used in your research. So with that reason, I want to let you know that accountability, reliability, validators to the scholars, and also to the publication that you go for research. So while I'm talking to you, I'm testing my slides. So now I would like to share with you my slides presentations, where I want to start now about going to the context and objectives of these presentations. Okay, wait, what they asked me a lot of questions here. Optimize. Okay. All right, here. Okay then, and when I talk about this publications and other than the one that you your confidence also matters. Confident with the results, the sentences that you go for, very much important here. Stop sharing. Oh yeah, they just allow me. Okay, enable stop. What is this? Okay, then you can share my slide. No? My can share. Let's see whether people are being okay sharing your screen. You can hear me. You can see, right? Sharing my screen. Can I check? You can see my screen? Can I check everyone? Anyone can see something? You can everyone? Cannot, is it?
Very clear, Prof.
Share. Stop sharing. It's already very clear. Okay, that's fine. Communication matters. Okay, then publishing in high impact journal. You can see my screen here. And as mentioned here, my name is Dato Professor Technologist Dr. Hajjah Azhar. I am the Deputy Dean, Academic and International of OYA GSB. I am in Kuala Lumpur, and OYA GSB, we have two campuses, one in KL and also one in Sintu. So now I'm in Kuala Lumpur. Publishing, I did mention to you about the element in my wording, where another word that I want to highlight to you, where in terms of publications, it is important that if you feel that your article is good for publishing in high impact journal, I believe it has the quality or it fulfill the standard of high impact. The word account of that article very much relevant to the high impact journal standard. So in this share with you about those things. And I have listed down these objectives where at the end of this course, you will have the understanding about what do we consider as high impact journal and the publication process in publishing article, because publication words, because this is how it is easier for the reader to download and read the article, but you didn't know that authors got the article published. They have spent for 1 year, 1.5 year, or 2 years. I mean, certification, and that's for just for one article. So can you imagine that if you read a lot of articles, you can see that all scholars, they have spent their time to get things understanding the publication process, that is involved before, current, and after. The three processes involved: before, current, and after. And after meaning you got to know some your article got published, and then there's a strategies for you to boost your article acceptance, because as mentioned, article publication takes times and depends to the editor in chiefs to select your article for publication or not, subject to the content and quality of the work that you produce. And you have to avoid this pitfall that will incur your to be have receive rejections, and also some article issues you have to uphold in your work. So those are the list objectives that you can guarantee to receive from me at the end of the course. Not aiming to get your article ready by today, but somehow the knowledge will helps you to produce a good quality work prior submitting to journals. And what do we call high impact, as mentioned in the course title earlier? I mean, this workshop title, where high impact, the word impact require that the article that you want to submit, or the journal that offer that's avenue, they have these characteristics where reviews, they have international readerships, high citation rates, and also index in major databases. When I talk about peer reviews, meaning that they will normally have 2 to 3. There's a time where there's also a situation where they have 5 review process, or they have incorporated 5 reviewers reviewing the article. The common one, we go for double blind review. Double blind, meaning that you have two reviewers to review your article. And the predatory journal, they don't have all these characteristics. You submit today, you will get the acceptance later today or maybe tomorrow. That's what predatory journal, and you have to pay for some amount after you will get published. So that's where you can, I think you yourselves can rationalize whether the journal is predatory or the journal is good journal, high impact journal, right? As you can see, the acceptance rate in the website. Every website has been very transparent to mention their acceptance rates. 30% acceptance rate, acceptance rates, or 10% acceptance rates. That acceptance rates percentages reflects how difficult for the authors in that journal. The 20% is likely easier to publish as compared to 5% acceptance rates, because the 5% acceptance yeah, they maybe their coverage is so broad and very big as well, and therefore the definitions of high impact refers to that the journals is reflected from these kind of characteristics that I have listed here. So if you feel that the journal that you aim to publish it is high impact or not, into the quartile, right? Quartile 1, quartile 2, quartile 3, quartile 4, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, right? The number of quartile in Scopus basis as compared to WAS databases is the other way around, right? So you depend, quarter one is good, and etc. Right? So you use the standard of your work, the writing of your work, the English that you go for. You know best about the standard of your writing, and why you have to publish in high impact. As for the students, scholars like you, it is the publication requirement of the university that you must have one Scopus Index article for degree from Doctor of Philosophy and Doctor of Management. You're required to have one Scopus publication. As for Doctor of Business Administrations, slightly how to say, not difficult for you, where you just have to go and publish in Refereed journal. Refereed, where I don't think so that Refereed take much time. You know, we will normally 2 3 months for Refereed journal to get published as compared to doctoral, PhD and DBA, where to go for high impact journal in Scopus or was journals have to spend about 1 year, 6 to 1 year. Yeah, then you will get the acceptance. Good impact journal you can get within 3 months or so, maybe 1 month. You can get the, everything looks wonderful. Okay, then as for the academicians who join the sessions, I believe you publish high impact journal as an academician. The universities has made it compulsory for all of us to publish minimum 2 Scopus Index article in every year, right? For this year, they encourage minimum 2, but you have 1 also, that's fine. And somehow you have shared your discovery or global knowledge to all over the world out there, right? Meaning that the sharing is very good. Again, you will get the you will get like knowledge sharing is very good and very good for your visibility. People know this is your name, this is your findings, this is what you have done, this is what you have been working with, this is your co-authors with your work and whatnot, right? So after all, it contribute to global knowledge, right? And also it's increase your for example, I think it is in the QS ranking element that citation matters to boost the university's ranking. Do you know that citations is very, very important? Current, before, and sorry, before, current, and after. The after one is about citations. Citation contribute to the university's image, and yeah, and as for you, it contributes to the career advancement for promotions, and it depends. It have some calculations for professor, how much you have to have for associate professor, for senior lecturer and whatnot, right? So, and publication also matter. Sponsorships where I think the funder or the grant who provide grants to you, they need to see whether are you a strong researcher or not through your publication record. as you publish a lot, I believe the funder will have some trust to you to fund you some amount of money, and they can understand that you will be able to deliver the or the outcome based on what you have in the proposal. After all, at the end, as this ladder climbs up, the when you publish in high impact journal, it contributes to the university's ranking, rate. You just mentioned that reputation and etc. Okay, so and that's what I have just mentioned to you. Okay, we move. Every journals has its own impact factor, has its own side score. You decide which one that you want to go for. We didn't stop, and we know if you want to venture into predatory, but not every single decision is you and you and you. No one other else, no one else besides you, behind you, other than you. So you decide if the standard is very high impact journals. 13 impact factor journals is so much damn good as compared to one impact factor journal or 0.0 or because the higher the impact factor showcase that the journal has been being cited very well, has a very good quality is one thing that reflected that factor. Higher impact factor shows that the journal is being referred and being referred and is good. And yeah, I would suggest you can also sub this impact factor in your article as well. Site score also important. Site score contribute to the success of the journal, and the hash index also matter. Index of individual also reflected how senior they are or how matured they are in publishing article or whatnot. So that's how. That's it. Oh, I think you have difficulty in listening to me. Is it? You hear me as well?
No, the voice is breaking.
Let me see whether breaking. Oh my God! Hold on. Let me go and change my. Um, you can see my screen, can the features in my phone, my laptop. All right, this is the look. All right, okay. Hold on, 1 second. Also, share system. Okay lah. Can you hear me now? How about now? Cool. Tabs. Do you hear me? Can I say? Can I ask someone can hear me or not?
Yes, we can hear you, Professor.
Okay, can I proceed? You can hear. You can see my screen.
No, your screen is not visible, but we can hear you.
Cannot visible. Okay, let me reshare it again. It was different in my features here. Okay, once. One second. Is here. Okay, done. I believe you can see now. Right. You can see my screen, everyone?
Yes, yes. Now we can see your screen. Thank you.
The voice is also breaking? No? Breaking.
No, apparently no.
It's breaking.
Right till now, no. Right now it's clear.
Hold on.
You can continue.
Huh? What is clear? Line is clear.
Yeah, everything is clear. Perfect. Thank you.
I want to talk a lot. Okay. If you can hear and you can see, let us proceed. Can I have some assurance you can hear well now and see well?
Yes. We can hear, we can see. Thank you.
Can I hear? Okay, good. Thank you so much. Thank you for the response. I appreciate that very much. Okay, quickly, that is important for the scholars to check that all these elements are there for your publications. Then you can go for high impact journal. The peer review is very much important. And be selective in the journal that you want to go and publish. It's yours. You make your wise decisions because you have one good article, you have one good research. Thereafter, go and publish and make it to be visible period in the very good journal. I'm talking about once it is published, it will be in that platform for the whole entire life of the article. That the article will stay live forever and ever. So before you publish this, remember that your article will be available now and future. Where your future generations can also see and read. This is how his daddy, mother, or what have published before. You can also see how when I first published in was Web of Science in year of 2000. I have already I started publish Q2 if I'm not mistaken there in year of 2000. So that's how I want to let you know that the article once it published, it will be there forever and ever, and cite your work. So that's why make a very good decisions where to publish, where to park your article in the right venue. And in that section to you, you want to publish in WAS or Scopus, you decide. But in UUM, we accept both for publication requirement for Viva. So indexing is very important. So now I want to go and emphasize on this because I have a few minutes to go while waiting. So high impact journals, every journal has a standard of publications strategy, right? What's supposed to be in the title, what's in the introduction, literature review, methodology, and the rest. So every single element has its own standard of practice where ticks for every element. So that's why at the first glance, as a very good, smart, and matured editor-in-chief or reviewer, they will know that this article review just put dash rejections. They know very well at the first glance. Looking at the title itself, we can go for very fast dash rejections immediately. All right. So I said the standard matters from on the first page of the article until the last page of the article. So impression is very important. And etc. Let do step by steps where I would love to help each one of you to have a very correct direction in publishing work. Your article have to have a standards of top tier publication. See, I have to do my work like top tier, right? You go to the high standards and you try to mold your work towards that high standard, right? Top tier. Thing must be top tier. Oh, yeah, also is top tier postgraduate school. Okay, then academic writings, very, very important and crucial in publication. I want you to take note of this. That's why in prerequisite courses, we make it compulsory for the students to have this prerequisite course called academic writing, except to the acceptance of your article in the during the selections. Every article will go through pre-screening. The time where sometimes if it is not good quality, as I said at the title itself, you can know that the article is good or not good, to proceed or not to proceed. So as I said, top tier, excellent academications, top tier, use that word forever. When you write your article, again, on the first page itself is very important. So make it a rigor. Everything must be rigor. No any you have the logical flow from the upper part until the lower part, right? Every single paragraph matters. The connections, transition from paragraph to paragraph 3, from section 1 to section 2 to section 3. Section and paragraph different, no? So I hope you can understand that. An article, we have altogether 6, and we have that some section don't have to be too much worthy words than the other part. So you can trick that I have highlighted to you earlier, and wherever possible, never ever have a repetition of sentences. You have mentioned this sentence before, never repeat it again. So that the editor-in-chiefs and reviewer are very much sensitive at the moment they discover any repetitions, they know already. We put this put aside and we go to an article. So please remember, as I mentioned to many students, many people that I have got through these courses, where and try to make sure there be no big question mark in every of your article submissions. Question mark meaning every single section from the title, abstract, and etc. There shouldn't be any flaws that will incur rejections of your article. As I said many times, it's you and you and you, no one else, right? We submit because of we want to submit. We got rejection because it's our own fault. But don't worry, because of you and you and you have time to improve. Like myself as well, I have time to improve, and you have time to improve the title, the abstract, and etc. Right? So give yourself time before submit. Don't rush for submission. Remember, I have my word: excellent academic writing. So write very well. As I mentioned to some people, you first thing write maybe 20 pages. As you go along, as you read again and again and again, you will discover that from that 20 pages, only 8 good quality article supposed to be submitted, right? Because of don't submit the first draft. Please go through until you satisfy with your draft. Maybe draft number 20 will be the most satisfying one. Then you submit the draft number 20. If the draft number 8 you feel happy, then you go and submit. But as I said, never submit the first draft, right? Go further and further. Go through time to time. That's why I keep on reading and reading and reading until you satisfy. Then you submit, right? First draft, they will always have room to improve, right? The first draft has a room to improve. Thereafter, yeah, you can improve from time to time. So as I said, in every section of an article, there's a flow where we do not want the flow number 1 disjoint with flow number 2. I'm talking about the section 1 flow must go through and have good transition to section 2, good transition to section 3. So make sure that the flow is logical flow, and each flow is supposed to be not disjointed from one to the other. All right. So and while going further, I receive notes and information that UUM, we require you to go and log in every 40 minutes. So I'm not sure when is the 40 minutes, maybe 240. So you have to go and create a new link. I think they will put in the chat box for the new link, right? So I think not the new link. You just click the same link. You just click the same link that you received every 40 minutes. Let me repeat. You have to go and log into the same link every 40 minutes. All right. So sorry for that. Okay, that's about flow. So, okay, now article have to have a good transitions from one section to another sections, and definitely editor, they don't accept any single error. It has to be error free, right? Error free. When we talk about error, typo error is also error. Your data also consume some error. So be careful on all those things. Grammatical, data, reporting is supposed to be significant, but you put not significant. You put it wrongly. P less than 1.96 for what? P more than 1.96 for what? So all those kind of rule of thumb must be firm in reporting your results. All right. And then this is the one that I want you to take note. If English is not our first language, we have to send for proofreading. I believe you have to spend some money for proofreading, right? You can send to a very good established proofreader, and but nothing wrong if you want to do the self edit by yourselves. But as I said just now, do it multiple times, not just a single time, right? If you go for multiple times, you tend to see that that the article will be produced in a very good shapes. When you read, you will know that the article is good or not good. As a matured scholars, as you yourself as well, if you new scholar, no problem as well. You can feel that when you read, it sounds good or not good, right? So you have to go for self edits for multiple times. You can also send your article for your friends to review, peer review, right? Get a second opinion from your next friend that you can trust. And it can be your wife, doesn't matter. It can be your friends, anyone that you feel that they can understand the content of your research. Otherwise, you send for professional. This is what I mentioned first thing first just now. Just send to them. Don't have to crack your mind. Just spend some money. I believe in doing work. You cannot be like so rigid in terms of money that you want to spend. And after all, you can read aloud, then you can feel that, oh, this is not nice, like what I'm doing now. When I present to you, I'm also listen to what I have just mentioned. So that's about, you read aloud, you will discover that, oh, this sentences is not correct or require revisions or improvement or whatnot. Okay, proofreading matters, right? Then article, when you publish article, you can have one of these. And but for OER-GSB, for all doctoral students in all over the world, I also examine it to overseas universities, where we prefer you to go for original research article publication, original work, right? Original research. And we prefer that you publish your empirical work. You can also publish your SLR work, right? As early as before proposal defense, you can start publishing, right? Before proposal defense, you can start publishing. You can get your chapter 1 to 3, or you can publish your SLR article, right? So with that, you will tend to see that during your doctoral degree journey, either PhD or DBA or Doctor of Management, as early as before PD you start publish, I believe you can have minimum of 2 articles, minimum, right? Minimum. And then yeah, you can go for original work, or you can go for review paper, as I said just now, or you can publish your conceptual paper where you have your framework, then you can write more about that as well. And you can go for methodological papers if you have to, if you want to, not you have to. Then you can also publish your short communications. This is easier to publish short communications. And then yeah, do you know that in OER or in the we accept high impact journal, definitely, but we also but we don't accept this newspaper for ITS. ITS intend to submit. We don't accept newspaper. We don't accept bulletins. Right? We don't accept annual report, whatnot, and we don't accept conference proceeding. We don't accept, right, for ITS submissions. We accept something like you were aware, something in the with the word journal, right? And if for PhD and deep management, we accept the Scopus Index one only, and Web of Science as well. So check which one suits you. If you want to go for just a publish in short communication, then you can go for it, right? So we don't stop you. Everyone has chance to publish, just a matter of you choose which platform. And not only choose which platform, you have to choose also which one is the right journal for your article. right journal matters here, the right journal. If your research is about marketing, go and publish at the marketing journal. And this is what we are looking at when we reviewed your article. Do you publish in the same wavelength of your promise of your doctoral degree? If you're a doctor of philosophy, consumer in market analysis, that's my area of specialization, marketing and e-commerce, we will make sure that the supervisor is in the marketing field, the article that you publish in the marketing field, the title related to that marketing, and everything must be marketing, right? So that's how we look from A until Z. And you are graduating with your doctor of philosophy, consumer in market analysis. That reflect you. So that's supposed to be right. So that's how that when you publish, if you publish in marketing, then you are the marketing experts. Then all covers within that marketing field, then you are reflected a marketing scholar. So this is how, when you go and choose right journals, you have to opt for this element where refer to the at you see on the middle, that's about your research. So you check your research has to be, when you want to push your dart, right? So make sure you push the and direct to the right directions where pointed to the right scopes and aims of the journals. Marketing, the scope must be marketing, aims must be marketing, right? So point out about the right methodological, right? So some journals, it has mentioned clearly that if their journal is review journal, I believe they accept SLR. But if the journal is empirical journal, definitely that they will accept only empirical article. SLR, you will definitely no. So don't waste the time to submit to the wrong journal, because when you submit, it's time consuming, that it is wrong for you to go for multiple submissions. Please take note, never ever practice multiple submissions. You have your article ready, you submit to three journals or separate, I mean together. It's very wrong. So I do understand, and we have to uphold the ethics element where submit one article to one journal and wait for the timing for them to process 3 months or 6 months, and look at this methodology where if the journal accepts SLR, then you can submit. If the journal only accept empirical, just go for it, right? So be careful that this methodology contribute to the acceptance and rejections of your article, and screening of your article as well. And please take note, some journal, they do prefer they are much skewed towards theoretical orientations. Some journal, they are go for other, so it varies from one journal to the other. After all, I want to conclude that go back to the scope and aims. That's why I put is number one. So please, the aims and scopes of the journals are clearly stated. What do their aspirations, what do their aspires from the scholars, from the authors. Then other than that, check about the audience fit. I want to give one hint to you that when you write your discussion sections, when you write your conclusion sections, look at the journal's aim and scope. There, they mention clearly their audience. They will mention clearly, they will spell out. It is a must for every journal to spell out in their website the audience. So you just use that words in the website in your article, right? So if they're talking about marketer, you have to have the word marketer. If they're talking about policy maker, you have to have that word in your article. So in section 5 and 6, discussion and conclusions, please map the audience mentioned in the journal in your article. Therefore, your article will mold solely for that journal. Before that, I forgot to inform you that when you search journal, and once you study the aim and scopes, please make sure the compositions of your article are very much similar to the composition of the published article in the same journal that you are targeted at. Right? So I would suggest you to download one article from the journal that you want to submit. Try to study the compositions. I said that the arrangement from the every section, from the title, abstracts, introduction, literature review, methodology, analysis, discussion, conclusion, they have their own way of compositions. You can study from them. Then, therefore, you can guess and sense, oh, this is their audience. So you have to use the same one in your article as well. All right. So we learn from the best practice. We learn from the published article. I prefer that way because it is much faster, right? It is faster and it has been published. So you can sense that, oh, this is what the editor in chiefs of that journal prefer. the preference reflected from the published article. So you learn from them. No need to repeat something that is, I think we learn from the best. This is what I said. We learn from the best practice, then everything will be very fine. Then this, I have mentioned about this acceptance rate before, 20% versus 5%, right? The 5% difficult to publish, but good if you want to try to see the strength of your work. If it is good strength, just go for the 5%. They will give you very long list of comment. You use that comment, incorporate and send to another journal, right? That's another strategy that you can go for if you can be patient with the duration given to you. All right. And what else? Last one is timeline, review timeline, right? They will mention clearly how long they will spend in processing your article. I don't know, already 40-minute notes. We'll see how. Okay. And let us go through based on this diagram. I will go through each one of these with you. Right. Then general aim and scopes. I have mentioned this to you that desk rejection will easily rely on this. If you don't fall into their aim and scopes, automatically it will be rejected. Right. So desk rejection is painful because they don't provide you any single command. They just simply say reject. Right. So, but never mind. We have to face the situation, right? You cannot avoid and ignore. Just have to proceed further. Okay. And in this context, what you got to do, and I did mention this to you already in earlier my sharing just now, where I asked you to refer to the published article. This is the safest one. This is the safest strategy. Learn from the published article, then you can see how they write and what's their pattern, what they have accepted for methodology, and what they have accepted for whatnot, right? So that's how you can go about that. And please make sure that your article do have a very nice acceptable keywords, right? Where ESG is acceptable keywords, right? Something that is acceptable one, it will contribute to SEO, search engine optimizations. So that's how you should go about that. And okay, when you publish, this another strategy that you have to also check. The editorial board member. I'm also editorial board member for the Emerald journals. Then we look at this board member, then you can have sense that, oh, this editorial board member, this is their area of interest, or this is their expertise, and etc. So it also contributes when you want to analyze which journal suitable for you, right? Because you want to publish high impact journal. So if it is qualitative, go to qualitative journal. If it is quantitative, go to quantitative journal. And as I said to you earlier, peer review journal, I say some journal accept SLR, some journal don't accept SLR at all. So you have to study, right? You have to study one by one. And then, okay, if you have got time, you can snap this screen, right? You can snap this screen. It is very important about anatomy, right? Anatomy of high impact paper. High impact paper. Do you see the word high impact paper? We expect 6,000 to 12,000 word count of a good high impact journal. But sometimes too wordy is also boring, right? Sometimes. That's why, as I said, never have your words repeated at some places, right? But I believe that every single sentences counts in these publications, right? So be careful on that. So high impact journal, the word high impact, they have high expectation, they have high how to say bigger portion of word count, right? So be prepared for that. Okay, we start first with title. Do you see my anatomy here? We start with title. Between 10 to 15 word, right? So if your title is too short, definitely it will be rejected also, right? Because no meaning. So make it nice, 10 to 15 words. For the abstracts, maximum 250 words. 250 words. And abstracts, we have a process for preparing the abstracts. And I do not know whether you aware. You have to start first with problem statements, right? You have to start first problem statement, research objectives, methodology you employ. When we talk about methodology, you have to write the 4W1H, right? How many samples, where the sample were collected, and why you approach that sample, whatnot, right? So, and how and etc. How you analyze the result using what software, what versions, and what statistical technique you employ, and etc. That's for methodology. Next one is the key results. Not all results. If you have 11 hypotheses, no need to write all 11. Only the key significant results, right? But not to worry, you can also write the key not significant results as well. But key, I have my word key, not all. And then discussion, right? Discuss about the key result that you have mentioned before. And last one is the contribution from theory, contribution to practice. So you have all these elements, then you have one very good abstract. Abstract also will indicate whether your article will go through this rejection or acceptance. So abstract is also important. Abstract is the first impressions to the editor-in-chief and reviewer. Okay, I finished on abstracts. 250 word maximum. Introduction sections. Introduce, right? So in this context, you have to establish the context and gaps. You see my word establish. You have to introduce the context and also the gaps. And as I mentioned to many students, that gaps, you have practical gaps, you have theoretical gaps. You must have both in your introduction, theoretical gaps and practical gaps. And please match with your research questions. Then we will have to have all in one streamline, right? You have to have those elements, practical gaps, theoretical gaps, and also before that is your objectives. Sorry, research questions. At one part, horizontally, try to ensure all are aligned one with the other. That's for the introduction. Only 15 to 20% of the one paper for of that 12,000 words. 15 to 20% only, right? Not so thick. Not so thick, right? Not so thick. Then after introduction session is the literature review section. The word is literature review. You have to review literature. Review literature. So in this context, synthesizing is the most important thing here. Synthesize the existing knowledge. Review literature, meaning that we are talking about existing finding. Existing meaning the earlier one until now. Anything publication up to 2026, you can review, right? So only 20 to 25% that you have to go for in writing your literature review. Not many, right? Not much. Not much. I mean, it's a much also. And after that, similar like introduction, methodology also 15 to 20%. So the length of your methodology shouldn't be more than literature review, the length in your article. So if you are a good scholar, you try to check all this composition. Chapter 1, sorry, introduction section 1 and section 3 can be almost the same page number. Not page number, the number of pages, right? So not too much. But section 2 must be longer than the two that I have mentioned just now. Literature review. As for the results, the word itself result, just present result without any discussion. I have my word without any discussion. Just present a clear presentation of your findings. Just present it there. Then results also 20 to 35% because results you have to present many things. That's why it looks thicker. Then you have the discussion sections. Discussion session similar like literature review length, 20 to 25%. Here you have to interpret the results. Discussion itself reflects you discuss based on your research questions in session 1. Please discuss according to the research question earlier. Research question 1, you discuss first, followed by research question 2, research question 3, right? So that's how you discuss. And the word discussion, you have to support with the literature that you have mentioned in section 2. So the name in section 2, I would say like 30% of the name must also appear in discussion section. Not that 100%, or at least 30% must appear in discussion sections because you have to relate. And discussion sessions, if you remember, I mentioned to you earlier, you have to also relate with the theoretical that I have mentioned to you before, right? The theoretical gaps earlier. That's how you discuss. And discussion also, I want to give you another tips. You have to also discuss and relate with your profile of your respondent. Table 4.1, if you're in your thesis, relate with your profile of your respondent. So that's how the editor will feel interest with your work if you discuss very well. Discussion is a very crucial section together with the conclusion. These two sections are very crucial, that the depth of your write-up indicate you are matured scholars or not, right? So write and discuss well. Finally, conclusion. This is not so much as compared to other section, not so thick. You just have to have the the uh, the um, contribution to research, contribution to theories, and contribution to practice. Limitation of the study and direction for future research. Not much, right? You just have to have that 4 sections in the conclusions. And finally, references. The anatomy noted that references must have, do you see this one? Up to 80, right? 80 sources. So 30 to 60, wait, I can see. So you depends, the more the better. The more that you can write, you can cite, the more, the better is the work. Because this contribute to citations as you write more. Okay, and I have finished the past minutes with you about element of publishings. I hope you have screenshot this screen and get yourself prepared, and make sure you have all those element. Not that one section of us supersede the other sections. It has to be nicely prepared, and don't go beyond 12,000 words, between 6,000 to 12,000 words. Then let me go this one by one with you, right? On the title, on the abstract, I will go with you one by one. If you are ready now, I worried about that 40 minutes. It is pass or not? I hope someone can mention to me also about that. Okay, title is the impression about your work. All right, so the title. So never start with the word factors influencing. No, we don't like that one anymore. Right, factors influencing. No on that. Go something better, right? Go something current, and go something direct to your variables. So the title must be very clear, must grasp people attentions, must be concise as well, between 10 to 15 words, and should reflect what you are going for in the work, in the article. And then don't write any abbreviations in the title. We don't understand, no, or jargon as well. And I have this strong title and weak title. How do we consider, right? No more word like factors influencing. You can go straight saying that effects of, direct to the point, or the impact of, right? And etc. Investigating, navigating, right? ing. I love to have my article with the word ing. Linking variable 1, 2, 3 with dv, right? So up to you. So you decide. And not too wordiness. Not Don't write anymore title like a study of. No, we don't use that anymore. Okay, and etc. Oh, researching this and that. No, all right. So write something very good one. I want to mention that if it is okay, that it is acceptable, you have key variable, as I mentioned in my last box down there, the pro tips. Key variable must be there, the population, the methods. Yeah, you can have, if possible, in one good title. Effects of mindfulness training on academic stress among first year university students, and etc. Right? So you have the variable names, you have who that you approach to, right? Then you have the method you want to go for. So that's how you have the word like intervention, outcome, population, and design. Yeah, speaks clearly. The title must speak clearly your work of your article, right? So it has to be there. Okay then, I finished title. So I hope you already learned from me that never have the word factors influencing a study of. No, don't go for that. Variable names must be there. Dependent variable must be there in the title. And other variable depends to you, and you have to have the context of your research. Are you exploring in which frame of sample? So that must be in your title. And I proceed next with the abstracts. Abstracts, the word abstracts. We prefer you to have the element that I have mentioned earlier, that it has to start first with problem statement, research objectives, methodology, the key findings, the key discussion to the key findings, and the theoretical contribution and practical contributions. Only that we need to have in your abstracts, and not too long, up to 250 words. And when we talk about theoretical when we talk about novelty, you must mention specific theory. It has to be spelled out clearly. So this is another tips I want to give to you. If you study on TPB, theory of plant behavior, you must mention that how best your work advance the theory of plant behavior. So that's your novelty. So this is the first impressions that the editor look at when you able to have a very one concise intact abstracts that showcase that you are ready to embark in the subsequent section, right? So it has to have that structured form of abstracts. That's your impressions, first impressions. Okay, second abstracts. Other than abstract is the introduction. We follow funnel, right? We follow funnel. I would prefer if you have this screen ready for you work when you publish and prior your proposal defense and prior your viva. If you're able to have all this clearly outlined, you are ready to face the examiner. Do you see my word? um, Once your introduction are very strong, you have all this funnel clearly prepared. You see my goal image here. So and at the end you go to your target. Your when you want to do your work, you have some target, right? So um, everything must be in a logical flow, right? Logical flow where establish the problem statement first. As I mentioned to you, problem must be you must have theoretical problem and practical problem. This is also related to gaps, research gaps, theoretical gaps, practical gaps. And then the significance. Do you know that as early as section 1, you have to have significance of study as well. So you have to mention clearly in the article. So, but the first section of your article, page 1 is about title, abstracts, introduction, right? In introduction, the first paragraph is very important. Please hook the reader attention to your work by uh, providing a current facts and figure about the research, the current facts and figure. Okay, so in this context, if you're talking about some statistics, go and get current and recent statistics 2026 if possible. Okay, so that's how you can hook the reader or the editor in chief or reviewer attentions. So here you just have to write well. I have my sentences inside there, you can read. Then as for the gaps, I have mentioned to you theoretical gaps, practical gap, and try to relate very well and try to insert in a seminal paper or seminal published article about the same research, that it will support your argument, right? It will support your argument. So then you have to also mention about the significance, theoretical significance, practical significance as early in section 1. I believe this section you will normally place at the last of the introduction section before saying the structure of the article. The second paragraph, at second last paragraph before you mention about the structure of the article, you will mention about this significance. Then, of course, you must have your research objectives. I want to give you another hint. In every article, we prefer you to state research questions. We prefer you to state research question than research objectives, but we don't stop here if you write research objectives. But we prefer you to state research questions and question mark, right? You have to have question marks. Does IV has positive influence on the V1, right? So write clearly on that. So this is about introductions. Let me go further on literature review. Literature review literature review. So synthesizing is the utmost important in this stage, where we are no more summarizing. A say so, B say so, C say so. No, then you put stop. No, we don't want that one. That's normal ordinary work. You know, as early as undergraduate, they already learn how to do this literature review, and they have also do this SLR as early as undergraduate level, and they are being informed about that. They are also published at the early as undergraduate level. They have already started publish now, right? So they already also started being a graduate research assistant at the as early as undergraduate. So that's how literature review matter. With this Scopus AI, it helps you to produce literature review in just 5 minutes. you can guarantee AI will help you to produce literature review just 5 minutes. And they also give a very strong citations and relevant article if you know how to prompt, how to write well. All right. So that's how you can go about that. And Scopus AI, you try to do that. Scopus AI, you can finish this literature review section very fast, very quick. Okay, synthesize. Synthesize. You have to study. You do a tabular form, right? Then you can see how many supported, not supported, what they are skewed at, what they are concentrating at, what they are lacking at. And then you can see the narrative behind that. You can develop themes, relevant themes for your, when you synthesize, you're able to have these themes. Develop like 5 themes. It will be good. You can have like minimum 5 teams if possible, right? And you can see their theoretical grounding. They are much into which theory, how many article on theory A, theory B, theory C, right? So then you can see where you should place yourself, where you should place your article, your research as well. Then while synthesizing, you tend to see the debates. Some debates are unresolved, right? Some debate are unresolved on one area. Maybe they didn't do very minimal work on price sensitivity. They do more on another element, or maybe they do less on SME. They do more on another thing. That's how synthesizing matters. How this unresolved element you can discover through literature review. So synthesizing matters here. Then you put yourself then based on all those things that you have x-ray. You know x-ray? When you x-ray, you tend to see the frames of the body. Same like research as well. When you do x-ray of all past published articles, you tend to see the direction more into inclined towards what, lacking on what. So you put yourself, this is what your original work, this is what you want to stand on your own feet to go and digest further, right? So you state about what you want to address. Only 3 research questions. Just focus on that 3 research questions. Don't go more than that. Research is about chapter 1. Research is about what you promise in chapter 1. What you promise in introduction section. If you promise 3 RQ, just go for 3 RQ. No need to go and crack your mind for having like 5, 6 RQ, right? Just go into what you want to address, what are the gaps already discovered, then what you want to advance, and how best you can contribute to the theory and practice. Then that's about research. Okay. Next, the third one is methodology. I hope by now you already understand from me how to prepare and design your article, how to design your introduction section, how to synthesize your literature review, how to prepare a review of literature. And next, now I will go with you about methodology, right? Method, right? How what are the composition of your methodology section? In the article publication, high impact journal, they will look at this section first thing first, because your data accuracy matters to them. We can trust you or not. We can trust your research or not. We will check at this first thing first. We want to see whether the article or the research that you want to put forward can be replicated by future research or not. The replication matters because transparency matters as well. Rigor also matters, where if you're able to write well, meaning that you will help future researcher to guide them to do the same research like yours. That's how you are doing your research now. You are very much relying on published article. You learn from them. Then you do research and you try to impose novelty to your work. Then that's how you learn from each other, right? They learn from you, you also learn from them. You employ what method they have used, and you try to compare reliability result of theirs as compared to yours. Then you go further. So in this context, methodology very much important. And this is in terms of sampling. In fact, during Viva Voce, chapter 1, introduction, and chapter 3 has more longer questions as compared to the other section or chapters during Viva Voce or during proposal defense, introduction and methodology. The examiner or the assessor or the journal reviewer, they will try to see your methodology fits or not with your research questions. So research question has association with the methodology that you employ in your research. Because either it is qualitative or quantitative were reflected in your research questions. So in methodology, write very well about your research design, what you supposed to have in your research design, quality or quantity. Talk well about your sampling and data collection. I want you to split discussion of sampling versus discussion on data collection. So split, meaning that don't blend it together. Maybe the first para you can talk about sampling, the next para you talk about data collection. So I have my word and sampling and data collections. I mean, explain one after another. You have to answer for W1H: what, when, where, why, and how. So of all element in methodology section. If you're talking about instruments, you have to have this 4W1H. If you're talking about sampling, you must have 4W1H. If you're talking about statistical technique, you must have this 4W1H. Then your methodology will be more transparent and more rigor and can be replicated by future scholars. So that's how you should go about that. And research design matters, sampling matters, data collection matters, reliability and validity matters. They love to see whether you have done pretest or you have done some validity. So write very well. Conversion validity, phase validity, content validity, discriminant validity, write all those things. Reliability, talk well about internal consistency, composite reliability, whatnot, right? So all those helpful for the assessor or reviewer to understand whether your work is good or not good, right? Then talk about ethical considerations, right? You follow or not? Do you have any like screening questions and etc.? So write well about the ethics. Are you going through any like assessment of article review board or not, right? So write well on that and etc. Okay, then what is that? Then yeah, make sure that the work can be reproduced. The new scholar can reproduce your work and etc. Okay, so that's about methodology. Methods, right? About method, right? I mean, remember only what you use, only what you employ, what you applied, only right what you are practicing. Nothing that you have to go for textbook writing. No, never go for textbook writing, right? Saying that sampling is mean what is defined as what. No need to do all that definitions. First validity meaning what? Convergent validity mean what? No. Go straight to the point. Please hold the assumption of every analysis that you go for. Every analysis has its own assumption. Regression has its own assumption. Correlation got assumption. Everything got assumption. ANOVA, you just name it, right? Every single statistical technique do have its own assumption that you have to abide with. Then that's about methodology. Okay, let me go further. Reporting reporting, right? So in this context, when you report at all time, go back to research question. I want to give you another hint. Every single thing that when you go back, go to the research question or research objectives. If you promise 3 research questions, just go for it. If you promise 2, just go for it. Never go over and above. You promise 3, just answer 3, right? So just present what you have promised earlier and report the relevant results related to that, right? And please report both significant or not significant results. Never choose either one, and follow the research questions. Flow and etc. Okay, so that's how. Then you have to have a logical flow in reporting your results. You see the word logics. So you have to start first with descriptive analysis, right? Descriptive, right? Write about your sampling, age, income, occupation, education, right? Frequency, percentage, and a tabular form. A matured scholar, you don't write every demographic profile separately. You have a different table for gender, different table for age. Another tips I want to give you: never produce pie chart. Editor very sensitive to pie chart because pie chart is so big. It consumes spaces. Right? So never go for pie chart in reporting your results. Tabular form that be good as well. It has to guide the reader. It must guide the reader, right? And you have sufficient number of table, not so many. You don't have to have like so much table, and table must be readable. Table must be cited inside the article. You must guide the scholar, or the reader, see or refer table 1, refer table 2, table 3, right? Or figure 1, figure 2, figure 3. So it has to be have a sequential number ordering for tables and figure. So do very well. And please never go for data manipulation. If the result is significant, it's significant. If it is not significant, no need to do some data manipulation. Just be an honest person. It has to have actual confidence interval if possible, right? Disclose all analysis involved, right? Avoid selective analysis. Just have to go for it. Go for all. As I said, everything has its own assumption. All statistical technique has its own assumption that you have to go for, and follow the standard. uh 0.70 and above you have to achieve for composite reliability and Cronbach alpha, and then etc. So you have to follow the rule of thumb. Significant results, what is significant result is not significant results, so just follow the rule of thumb, everything will be very fine. Okay, next, discussion. So I finished methodology, I finished results. Again, I told you earlier, never have discussion inside result. Result discussion must be split. This is normally section 5.0 for discussion. Result is only result. Result is only result, no discussion, no other thing, and etc. Right? Result is results, and no any single lengthy sentences in result. Only just present the rule of thumb, and in result also you can have citations. You can have the common methodological scholar citations. You same goes to section 3 as well. You can have these methods, famous methodological scholars, like name of Nunnally, the name of Hare et al 2026, Hare et al 2025, up to you, right? So you see you can have citation in section 3 and section 4, right? So next, discussion, discuss. The word discuss, this is the time you have to have 20 to 25% of your article spent on the discussion, meaning that the length of your article is longer for this discussion sections. You have to write and well, and etc. So you discuss and discuss and discuss, and you are discuss your discussion by the research questions you mentioned in section 1. Research question 1, research question 2, research question 3, accordingly. Discuss, you have to demonstrate your intelligence. This is the originality of your work. No one else can supersede you. You have your own intelligence, you have your own global knowledge, you write very well, you have your intellectual contribution in every of your article, you interpret your findings, you discuss your findings, you discuss and relate with the theory. If you remember, I have guided you earlier. Discuss, relate to the theory, relate to the theoretical gaps, and relate to the section 4 of your sampling. That shows a very good discussion. One paragraph of discussions has to be intact. Same goes to paragraph 2, paragraph 3. And the way that you present your paragraph 1 and paragraph 2 in your discussion, it can be the same orientations, but not similar words that you use. You have to, as I said, never have repetitions in your writing, and etc. So discussion, as I said, never repeat, not repeat them. You just have to interpret the results. Interpret, you don't interpret. I think all of you love gossip, right? So this how you do discussion. When you do gossip, you're able to discuss well. Like you love about politics, or you love about sports, you love golf, whatnot, right? So you're able to discuss well. That's how you discuss. It's like you're talking to someone in a detailed manner. So you interpret, but now you interpret empirically. Your interpretation or discussion is empirical one, right? You refer to the facts and figure supports, then you say beta value, this and that, whatnot. And yeah, again, one tip that I want to give you: never give or state the values b equal to what and what, t equal to what and what, p equal what and what. Never have that one in this discussion. Never have any any label or symbol like p value, t value, beta value. No, never. Never have number as well. Never have number. 0.571. No, never. It only have to have discuss and discuss, right? The describing or descriptions of the findings that you have in the previous section, right? So you discuss well, relate to the theory, relate to the practice, address what has been done before, what yet to be done before, how best you can go for your intellectuals or minds and to write well. Then you have to link finding to theory. I have mentioned to you earlier. You have to discuss well on that and etc. And then what thing that is missing? That's where you are there. That's what your research are there. Then explain the implication, explain about the unexpected findings. Surprisingly, I think some of my writing I have that word surprisingly, right? So not good to use, but sometimes we want to have catchy one, right? Nothing wrong. No right or wrong. Okay, research is no right or wrong. You know best, but you're doing right or you're not doing right, and etc. So then right well about unexpected finding, not significant finding is sometimes your novelty, the not supported findings or insignificant results or unexpected finding. That will be your selling point of your article, that the editor would love to accept your article than the other one. So that's how your uniqueness also, sometimes the not supported result is your uniqueness. So yeah, everything is good. Editor and reviewer, they are a good person. Here goes to you. Okay, last one. Conclusions. So I hope by now you understand methodology, results, and discussion. Discussion is only discussed by your research questions. It has to be arranged chronological. Numbering, like research question start first, research question 2, research question 3, right? Then last one is about conclusion. Concludes. It is not just a one paragraph of conclusion. No, it's no more, no, and no, right? No, not one paragraph of conclusions. So you have to also summarize what you have accomplished. So you discuss what you have accomplished. You have to have this element, contributions from theory, theoretical contribution, practical contributions, and you can have also policy contribution, right? So up to you. You want to have those three, but you must have the first two. Theoretical, as I guided you earlier, you must state the theory name, must be visible in your work, right? So later on, I will see all of you will get your article published easily if you fulfill all those elements or standard of publication article that I have informed you. So write well on the theories and how best that theories contribute to your work, advance in the advancement of knowledge and whatnot. Practical, in this industry, please, I want you to have this word ER, marketer, practitioner, manager. You must have the ER word, and policy maker. So write well the entity that fit to the journal aim and scope. Remember, first thing first in my slide, audience fit. So you study the journal's aim and scope, then you study their audience, then put this name of audience in your practical contribution. So the editor will feel that, oh, you really learn and study the journal before submitting for publication. So your practical contribution or practical implications align with that what they expected from you. Therefore, you will be selected. Do you know that one volume they only have 8 to 12 articles? Very limited. That you want to be one of those 8 or 12. Then at the end of one complete year, there will complete volume 1 and volume 2 in 1 year. They will have the ceremony or certification for best paper award, outstanding reviewer, or high impact journal article. So then you will earn that award if your article is deemed good in that particular volumes. So finally, policy implication. Yeah, right. Well, how best you contribute to the policy of the nations. Then other than those elements, you have to also mention limitation of the study. Limitation of the study. Don't write 10 limitation. That shows that your work is have so much limitations. And I would say just write 3 or 4, not much. Don't write too much on limitation of study. Same goes to future research direction. Just write 3 or 4. So don't write too much as well. So this is the flow. So far, I hope you are with me. I have guided you from the title, abstracts, introduction, literature review, methodology, results, discussion, and conclusions. So, all in all, one thing that is very important is academic writing. So, you have to have a very strong academic writing to write well. Again, no repetitions. That's my comment to you that you can take note on that. Are you with me, by the way? Oh, I lost already.
Yes, Professor.
Oh, very good.
Yes.
At least
Yes,
some.
yes.
Thank you
We
for
are
the
good.
response. Thank you. So citations and references is another section you have to uphold with you. You know, references section. Every section at the end you have references list, right? Where if you remember my anatomy, more than 30, you must have more than 30. If you have less than 30, please don't submit article yet. We are talking about high impact publishing, so high impact, everything must be very high standard, top tier, everything must be high. All right, so spend some time, wait for a while, and go to the Scopus AI. You know, Scopus AI is very excellent. I love that very much. So they, you can go and they will give you also the references list as well. They save a lot of your time. You just name it. You need how many, right? Meaning that as you write, yes, as you have more variables, you tend to have more references. So please check your citation and references. We also have a standard for that. So that shows you the credibility and reliability of the authors. If you honest person, if you cite 100, you must also have references list, 100 list of complete citations, complete list of references list, right? So it has to be tally. So if you didn't cite, don't add in the references list. AI love to do that. Whatever that you don't write, they will add on for you. So be careful if you go for AI, and you have to double check you have to go for you have to verify what they have produced for you from that AI. But nothing wrong. I don't stop you. AI is very good friend of you. Okay, next. And citations and references. Currency matter. The currentness, right? The currentness of the citation matters. Now it's 2026 and July. I believe there are a lot of article 2027 already published. If you notice, I also got so that's how you should go about that, where currency 5 to 7 years, right? Not too long ago, 1997, that's too old. Now it's already 2026. If you mention 1997 or 1996, that's so far away, too long ago, right? And then you have to, when you go for SLR table, make sure that your table have a very nice segregation of tables, columns, rows, not too big. Like one whole page is all your SLR. I don't think so. The editor love it very much. So you have to prioritize, go for recency, right? The top recent one. Maybe you just have to list top 20 or top 10. I think 20 is sufficient. 10 is also best. So you go for it, recent one. Then don't forget the landmark foundational work. You remember I mentioned to you seminal article, seminal paper. So we still have to respect seminal paper, like Parameswaran. I can't remember the name. So something that Parasuraman, sorry, the one that is guru in that area, right? Parasuraman, or like Nanali name, Hey et al name, right? The or something foundational that helps you in your work. It has to mention that, right? The TPL, the triple bottom TBL, triple bottom line framework, whatnot. So that's a person who the foundational person, right? So the landmark foundational must be there as well, the name. And you have to balance classic and also contemporary sources as well. Again, I want to guide you, never put newspaper in your article. Never go for bulletin, newspaper, to cite them, never. Okay, then relevancy matters over than volume. I do understand. I told you minimum 30, right? Minimum 30, but still relevancy matters. If they're talking in the article about tourists, just go for tourism article. If you're talking about some ESG, the references must skewed more on the ESJ. So and yeah, it has to relate. It has to relate to the context of your scope of the study or research framework, right? So don't go beyond that. This is why we have research design and we have scope of the study. So we will go and frame all our publication content or citation on that frame. We do go beyond that, like you're wearing spectacle as well. And go for primary. You can collect data using primary data or secondary. That's fine as well. Depends on your research. Finance, you more into secondary. Yeah, we respect you on that as well. And make sure your methodological align with what it's supposed to be. I told you qualitative, quantitative, right? So make sure it is right. Sampling particularly, are you talking about probability sampling, non-probability sampling? Are you going for purposive sampling, convenience sampling? So a lot of question on that. In fact, during Viva, they will screw you a lot on that samplings. They will try to test your understanding on sampling. Then citation strategy. You have to avoid the self citation. Please avoid self citations. 2 to 3, that's fine. I also have cited my own work 2 to 3, but not like 20 to 30. That's so big. That's so big, right? So limit to 10 to 15% of your for your self citation, but nothing wrong if you want to cite yourself, but not so many. Then always, I would suggest you go to Scopus database, look at the highly cited article. That one you must cite in your work. Highly cited article. They will mention there who is the author that highly cited article. You join them. You join the boat. Don't oppose them, right? So please write about I don't know. Up to you how many that you want to write the top cited article. And let's say you want to submit to journal A. I would suggest at least 2 or 3 of your references list mention about that article published in that derived from that journal. So the journal editor, oh, these people are a very strong resourceful person. So I gave you another tips already. So you can go for it. That's how to gain the interest and trust of reviewers and journal editors is not that easy. As I said to you, there are 2 volumes and 1 volume, 12 article. You want to be one of that. In one complete year, only for 24 article. You want to be in that one of that 24. And you are Malaysian. So country also matters. You are from which country? Sometimes they prefer all whites. Sometimes they prefer this, prefer that. It depends. Not all this no fast rule for all these things, but you can sense that. But after all, quality matters, right? Quality matters, high impact factors matters, top tier, high impact article or journal matters. So you decide, and to helps you in putting in all your 30 and above references list. You can seek helps from this Zotero, Mendeley and whatnot. So up to you, wherever suitable to your work. That's how you arrange, you organize your work. Otherwise, AI is helpful now. Okay, I finished all. So by now, I believe you have all my 6 sections clearly in from my sharings. What is good title, good introduction, literature review, synthesize, methodology, transparency, and rigor. Results, just the results, no more discussion. Discussion, you have to relate with theory, practice. You have to also relate with the demographic characteristics or profile. Then conclusions, not only just conclude, you have to also write and discuss about the contribution to theory, contribution to practice, contribution to policy, if any, limitation of the study, and direction for future research. So then last one is about references, where minimum 30 references, at least a few derived from the same journal that you want to target to. And also you can also have your own publication if you want to, but if you don't have, no problem. That's all that I have shared with you just now. I hope you have a very complete understanding and insights how is the high impact matters here, and go to the right submissions to the right journal, right? So now at this particular time, you can refer to the database for the submission process. To submit article, once you have already prepared the article, you should know that every journal has its own um, online submission system, like Emerald. They use their own one. I can't remember what's that. Manuscript something, right? So you can go for it, right? So they have their own online submission system. Then when they have, oh sorry, that is mentioned there. Scholar One. They use Scholar One for Emerald. So you just follow. When we talk about system, they will go through one after another. Add your title, add your abstract, add this, add that. Then they will guide you, right? Section by section. So please copy and paste from the article that you want to submit. Don't do copy and paste from the first draft. From that 20 draft, I believe the one that you have to submit is draft number 20. So don't mix up when you want to go for this online submission. Never ever attach wrong file. That's my another tips to you. Please attach right file, and please split for Emerald. They prefer you to split table and figure in another attached file, right? But sometimes they don't mind as well. Nowadays the submission, they just be open and flexible. Whatever you submit, whatever references list that you go for, APA, APA format, or Harvard format, or Chicago format, or Vancouver format. Sometimes some journal mention clearly they want format A. Just follow that one. But some journal they don't mind nowadays. So it depends. So that's why this submission system matters. Another decision for rejection also depends on the your references list. If you really disciplined people, you will follow the journal requirement. If they mention they want Vancouver, you have to submit Vancouver. Like say you submit APA, there'll be a rejection done. So online system, as I said, you have to also get or gain agreement from your co-authors, because at the end, this system they will also email, or not email, this auto or default email sending to your co-authors. You don't have to ask. I mean, sometimes co-author they are so shocked. Why? Accidentally the name there, but they didn't submit. So you have to get agreement, and everybody have to play role in the article submissions or article development. They develop section 3, or this or scholar B or 4 develop literature review. So you still have to alert them. Afterwards, when they feel shocked, they will email the journal that they are not part of it, and your journal will be blacklisted or maybe rejected easily. Then the system also require you to attach cover letter. So please prepare a very nice, convincing cover letter. That's a standard way, not standard way. There's a standard or practice to prepare your cover letter. Make sure you have to put forward your theoretical contribution, practical contribution, research question in your cover letter, and how best your research contribute to the journal. So you have to write in that cover letter. So cover letter must be briefly explained, not that 20 pages of cover letter. No, just 1 or 2 pages, but you have all that gist that I have highlighted to you just now, the novelty of your work. And some journal require reviewers, but I can guarantee you, none of your list of your reviewers that you propose they will use. They just want to put in their stock reviewer stocks. But no problem. Sometimes they will listen, sometimes not. Most I would say 80% no. Next, sometimes when you submit, you have submit attached wrong file. I have mentioned this to you. You forgot about your declarations. They need nowadays. They require article. That's why ethics form matters. In OYO, we have our ethics forms. You have to fill out form and submit with evidence whatnot. Then you will receive your ethics letter. So ethics letter nowadays are very crucial. So go and get from the Viva units if you require that. And again, after all, you have to read the website's author's guideline, submission guideline. 2 guidelines you have to bear in mind now. Submission guideline and author guideline. So you have to read all those things seriously, and you fulfill what they ask you, then everything will be very fine. And cover letter, I have mentioned this to you just now, what you have to have, just 1 or 2, 1.5 pages, write about the as I said, research question, what's new, what's the significant, why this is important, and align with the general aims. I have told this to you just now, and they want to see everything that you promise is evidence in the results and discussion. So after all, this is what you have to take note and be prepared if you want to graduate 3 years duration for graduate on time. That including article publications. Don't wait till the end. After you completed chapter 5, then you start doing your article. You start doing drafting, page 1, page 2, page 3 until page 12. That's too late, I believe. So please, as early as before PD, you can start having one article already. So don't wait until you finish chapter 5. You want to start writing, that's too late. So please start now. Now and now and now. Right. So as I said here, this is the some form of journey of submissions of article from the initial submission. I can give you examples here. January 2023 until you acceptance. See, it's like you have to crawling, right? Meaning that you will go back. Sometimes you come back. It's time consuming as well. You will have first decision, second decision, third decision, right? So and don't feel how to say, don't feel demotivated with all this revision. Just handle it, right? Just handle it. Just face the situation. If they say this, just go for it, right? And handle based on what suggestions given. Reviewer are very kind person. They will give solutions and guidance to you. So you just have to embed their guidance, then everything will be very fine. And never oppose. I would suggest you don't oppose, but if you have contrary findings to what they have suggested to you, again you have to write well on your justifications, and etc. So see, to get acceptance article takes time, takes 1 year maybe, right? From January until November, it has been 1 year, right? It's 11 months until you got article published. Publish is another thing. To get DOI is another thing. You know that I want to give you another tips. If you want to see whether the journal is predatory or not, the DOI, digital object identifier, is like our identity card or IC, right? The IC must be unique number where no similarity with other people. Your IC number is different than your friend's IT number. Same goes your article number. Every article has its own birth certificate, which is DOI, digital object identifier. 10 point something something something, right? That's a digit. The 2 digit dot, next 3 digit dot, and some other digit, right? So that's what digital object identifier. So to get DOI, that shows that the article is not predatory. So if it is a live accessible article, the article is legit, right? So that's one way you can see. So 14 month, 1 year, 2 month, right? From submission to acceptance. So this also mentioned in the journal websites. They will mention how long is their durations. So you just, if you can pay a patience, just go for it. If not, go for another alternative journal. Issues in publishing, ethics, one thing, plagiarisms, self-plagiarisms, authorships, fabrication of data, falsification of data, and duplication of submissions. I have mentioned this to you. So all this negative, don't practice. I believe you are not one of them. So I will skip this. And what to avoid? I put all in red color. What to avoid, right? Overselling your findings. You didn't do, but you do. You mentioned so much over and above. Contradictory evidence. You have this result, but you put it the other way around. Writing quality, right? Some typo error, this error, grammatical error. That's why proofreading is important. I believe you have to spend money, right? Spend money. If English is not your first language, go and send to the US, UK proofreader, then they will give you a better perfect one. Then do you know that the editor-in-chief all are white people, so they love to see white writings of academic writing. So just spend some money, then you go, it will be very fine. Then literature review, inadequate, sometimes insufficient, and again with the AI, be careful. They will give you a lot of names, lot of complete list of references list, but it's legit or not legit, you decide, right? So it affects credibility of individual. And conclusions, write very well. It has to be as I said just now, conclusion, theoretical, practical, policy implication or contributions, limitation of study, and also direction for future research. So with conclusion, you have like maybe one paragraph, right? So don't develop something like this you didn't do. Okay, next. I will set this down next. Okay, yeah. Predatory journal. I have mentioned that already to you. You can sense. You yourself can sense, right? If you submit today, tomorrow got acceptance. If you submit today, then you have DOI, but DOI is not legit. But you can know all those things. I think you yourself can sense. So realistic or not realistic. If they ask you so much money, so that's also another thing. Yeah, I believe legitimacy is yours. You just check. You can check yourselves. And peer review process. You see these people, very scary people, right? Like going for interview, going for promotion, going for Viva, you will see all these faces, like these faces. Front, they are looking at you. You will feel afraid of, right? Don't worry, they all are human being. But we also feel scared, right? From the heart. No, they're just human being, right? We have that kind of small in our heart. Peer review process, four processes here, right? Submission process, initial screening process, peer review process, and editorial decision process, right? Stage. There are 4 stages here you will go through. Sometimes we have double blind review, sometimes we have single blind review, sometimes you have like open review, right? Most of the time double blind, most of the time, right? So see, time consuming. But you and me, when we read article, we just read, oh, so nice. We read one article. You didn't notice that behind the story, the scholars or the authors, he himself have gone through 1 year durations until we read the article. So we have to be thankful. Alhamdulillah, we have that research being done by them, and you learn from them. Both party got pahala, I believe. Next. Okay. At the editorial decision, this is what you will foresee when you submit article. Don't feel bad. I put red for rejects. Of course, reject will always red. Fail also red, right? So we will have all this situation. I have all those 4. I have rejection also, many rejection. I also have major revision. I also have minor revision. I also have accept. I have experience submit today, couple of days got acceptance. And then at the end of the year, I got best paper for that one. Alhamdulillah. So that one also you can hint. If you submit earlier, then you got your article is from a good journal, and you will want award for that, right? What they call it, Amber Literary Awards somehow. So that's how the recently the student also got that Springer Nature Award. So that's how so many award out there. Every Scopus, they have also their own award as well. Recently, the Malaysia Scopus Research Star Awards. I have won, Alhamdulillah, in 2025. I also have won Malaysia Research Star Awards in 2018. Alhamdulillah. I've won award, Emerald Literary Award 2015, 2017, alhamdulillah. So I've also won awards Asia Global. So all these awards, you will see later, not now, right? So just do your work, just do your good jobs. The assessor will assess our work, right? So no problem. If you got it, alhamdulillah. If you didn't got it, meaning that yeah, still it's published, right? Don't worry about what all those things. Most importantly, publish. When it's published, it will not mention there minor correction or minor revision or major revision. Like you earn your doctor degree, we didn't ask you when you go for convocation, you got minor correction or minor revision. Pass is pass. Going for graduation is going for graduation, right? So they don't ask you, are you belong to 9-month duration correction or 3-month duration correction? No. So publish is published, graduate is graduate, right? Doctorate is doctorate. So don't worry about that. And once it is published, alhamdulillah, right? When it is get through very well, alhamdulillah. When it is rejected, also alhamdulillah, meaning that they give you a point to improve. Good. I also have this rejection, many rejection nowadays. In this 2026, there are so many rejection because of AI. AI helps the reviewer to give review based on AI mind. So what is the problem is the authors have to handle all the AI comment. What will be next? You will produce a very good, totally new article. No problem. Rejection also good. It helps us to improve and strengthen our own work, right? And if major revision also, no problem. Don't feel bad. Just improve what they have given you the command. If they give you like 15 pages of comment, just handle it, right? Be patient to handle one sentence by another sentence of the reviewer command. If it is minor revision, also fine. Alhamdulillah, right? So after all, reject, minor, major, accept all, alhamdulillah, right? You just have to handle it positively And if you are being a determined person, you will go further. If you are not patient with the comment given to you, you will feel very bad. You want to stop, up to you also. So after all, decision is you and you and you. After all, everything is you. So just go for it. If possible, handle it, right? I would suggest you don't feel demotivated with the comment given. Just go further. And reviewers is a person, an individual. So write well. Okay, write very well. You have to craft an effective response to the reviewer's comment. Reviewer is a person, so you have to say thank. In the, do we have a reviewer form? Response to reviewer comment you develop in the form. In OYA we have this correction form, so you follow that column, right? Reviewer one column, reviewer two second column, your response third column, same like your errata form, correction form in your Viva or PD and Viva, you required to do that, errata form or correction form for both stages. At PD, you have to do that correction form after you're defending your proposal defense chapter 1 to 3. At Viva also, you have to prepare that correction form. Column wise, examiner 1, examiner 2, your response. And third one is supervisor endorsement. Same goes to submitting for reviewing response to reviewer. What's that? Column 1, 2, 3. Reviewer 1, reviewer 2, and your response. And the third one is you just stop at the third column. And then row by row 1, row 2, row 3, right? The question 1, question 2, question, I mean the comment 1, comment 2, comment 3, go by row, right? So that's how you should go about that. Do thank. In my third column, I was always start with the word thank you, right? Then you write response. Page what, paragraph what a page, paragraph, then you have to write in that response. Please guide them in your revision. Do a yellow shaded or blue shaded in the article on that you want to submit. After do a correction to the comment, you have to shade which part that you meant the revision, right? And you have to give point by point response, and you have to justify any disagreement if you have to. If you have one, then you have to revision tracking. I told you, you shade, right? You shade, you track. Otherwise, you can go for Microsoft Word. There's a tracking that you can go for. All right. Then you have to handle rejection positively. This is what I said to you. Sometimes the word very harsh. Sometimes I don't say many times. It depends to the reviewer who they are, how senior they are. Do you know that sometimes the reviewer is just a doctorate student or master student? You can sense how they write. If they copy exactly from AI, you don't also know, right? You can also know this person is this what and what. I can sense the review from which category of people. So rejection is normal. Just be patient, or be careful, be patient. And see, top journal reject 85% to 95%. Only 5% will be accepted. Can you imagine that? So how painful they are. Then rejection giving you some rooms to improve, where you use that as your learning opportunity. You learn from the comment given to you, right? You learn from the comment given to you, and you improve it further. Everything will be very fine. You read the feedback thoroughly. Oh, so fast. You read the feedback thoroughly. Meaning that, as I said to you, do that 3 column. Then you revise. Oh, so fast. Then you revise accordingly, incorporate what you're supposed to do. And then you have to do what, you have to choose alternative journal if there is. Then you have to, what is that, you have to resubmit with confidence, resubmit with confidence. So as a good scholar, from A until Z, before before, current, and after. I finish before, meaning that you have to do research. After you do research, the outcome is research, is publication. Current meaning you develop your article. You develop your article, as I said to you, title, abstracts, introduction, all the component in broad are clear. Then the third one is after. Before, current, and after. As for the after, it's about citations. You got to know well where to submit your article. Sorry, where? Where to place, not where submit. Where to place your article? I would suggest you and you can share. If you read LinkedIn, they hot from oven, right? So that's how they're selling, they are marketing their article that recently published. You can put into your whatever that you want to put, but the common one is LinkedIn, right? Where everybody will see that these people have just got it published there. They also put in their LinkedIn they want award this, or they present in this conference, everything in their LinkedIn, right? So LinkedIn is the best place for you to sell, to market your research discovery. Another thing other than LinkedIn, I believe all databases nowadays, once the article are published, it will be automatically absorbed in the Google Scholar. So Google Scholar, this is another strategy. LinkedIn, Google Scholar, ORCID, like ORCID, right? You can have that as well, or ResearchGate, or whatever that you can place and showcase. This is your updates. And then if you can subscribe to the or attach to the databases like Elsevier or Scopus, right? They can send you the recently published article or recently cited article of yours. They will give you some tracking. I used to receive tracking of who's who. For example, Web of Science, they will always email me who's who have cited my work. So they will list for me this title article, this scholar have cited my work, and what they have already cited. So yeah, that's where if you publish in high impact journal in the databases like WAS and Scopus, they will give you that features. They will update you who has cited your work. So I'm talking about that's after, right? So before, current, and after matters. So this is how today is 4.00 now. I hope by now I have achieved my 5 research objectives, no research, learning objectives that I have mentioned to you earlier. That by now you are ready to publish in high impact journals, and I have already guided you. I hope by now I have contribute to your success as well, inshallah. After all, anything that I'm lacking, that could be my own fault. Otherwise, all are from Allah, right? So pahala must be knowledge must be shared with everybody. I think that's for now that I have. Then I hope you learn. Then everything will be very fine, and then you are okay. All right. Oh, so many thing breaking were not. All right. So okay. Okay. Scopus Q1 journal for free. Yes, Scopus all are free. Right, Scopus all are free, but if you're looking for fast track, that's why we have a green lane, or what green, right? What lane? Open access, what not? Open access, the one that require fee. Open access require fee. Other than that, all are free. Emerald, all are free. But just that, as I said, if you adjourn in terms of submissions, you want to go for fast pass submissions, yeah, all that incurred cost. Open access incurred cost. Nowadays, if you want to read full text article, you have to pay for subscriptions, right? So nowadays, all my Emerald article, whatnot that I've published, all people wanted to read, they have to pay. That's why I tend to receive a lot of email asking me my full text because they don't want to pay. I don't mind. I'm a very good person. I will share freely. Okay, so that's how an article now, how people get money from one article. So we just have to be like, once you read that full text, meaning that there's open access text is available to read. After all you have to pay. No, 100% have to pay nowadays. Okay, I have can I spend like 3 minutes for question and answer? Any question that you want to ask me? Any questions so far? No question? Do you have any question?
I have questions like that.
All right. If no question, no problem. I think, but sir, thank you so much for being with me with this topic, publishing in high impact journals. So everybody have chance to publish. Everyone can publish. So All the best to everyone, and thank you for joining. And please capture your attendance. Thank you, everyone. Take care. Assalamualaikum.
Thank you so much, Prof.
Thank you. Thank you for joining, everyone.